Listen closely. Stop scrolling. What you are about to hear is not just another astrology forecast. This is different. April 5th is bearing down on us, and it's not just marking a date on the calendar, it's triggering a cosmic pressure point, an energetic fracture that most people will sleepwalk right through. But not you. Not if you're hearing this now. The first quarter moon arrives in the deep, intuitive waters of Cancer, and believe me, this isn't just about the moon illuminating the night sky. It's about it illuminating the hidden corners of your emotional world, the secrets you keep even from yourself. A gateway is cracking open right now between what you think you know and the truth lying dormant beneath the surface. Before we dive deeper, I need you to tell me something in the comments right now. Think back to the end of March, around the 29th, that potent solar eclipse energy. Did you feel a distinct shift? A new intention maybe? Or a sudden push in a direction? Just type eclipse shift, yes, or eclipse shift, no, below. Your answer is more important than you realize because what's happening on April 5th, it's directly tethered to whatever seeds were sown back then, whether you planted them consciously or not. This isn't just passive stargazing, people. This is an active, energetic opening. The veil between worlds, it's getting paper thin. Your intuition, that gut feeling you sometimes ignore, it's about to get louder than it has been in months, maybe years. But here's the crucial part, the piece almost no one is talking about. There's a specific energetic signature woven into this first quarter moon, a hidden pattern. And if you miss it, if you don't understand how to navigate it, you risk getting ensnared in old, draining cycles. Cycles you thought you'd escaped. Cycles that could hold you captive for months, maybe even stalling the very progress that eclipse was meant to ignite. I will reveal exactly what that hidden pattern is later in this video. So, you need to stick around. Because before we dissect that specific danger, there's something far more immediate, something fundamental you have to grasp about this Cancer moon energy. Forget the simple image of a half moon hanging in the sky. That's the surface level, the distraction. What this first quarter phase really represents is a cosmic eye, half-lit, actively scanning your life. It's searching for the first major obstacles standing between you and whatever new path you embarked on, consciously or not, since that eclipse. And because this eye is opening in Cancer, its gaze is fixed squarely on your emotional core, your foundations, your sense of safety, belonging, family, roots, everything you consider home, both literally and metaphorically. This is not some gentle lunar phase for setting intentions. No, this is a crisis point, a moment of intense pressure where the universe itself leans in and demands to know, how badly do you truly want what you claim to desire? And are you willing to confront what's blocking your way, even if it resides within the very foundations you cherish? The energy is already building. Can you feel it? Some of you definitely can. That strange inner restlessness, that feeling like the ground beneath your feet is shifting, like something significant is imminent. You're right. Trust that feeling. Because what's approaching isn't just a celestial alignment, it's a potential fracture point in your personal reality. This first quarter moon is engineered to expose your emotional blind spots. Something you've refused to see, something lurking in the shadows of your emotional landscape. On April 5th, ignoring it becomes impossible. That nagging feeling you keep shoving down, that inner voice you consistently silence, that uncomfortable truth you've been expertly avoiding. The Cancer moon is about to shine an unavoidable spotlight right onto it. This isn't just about random feelings bubbling up. Oh no. This is about targeted revelation. The universe is peeling back the layers, showing you exactly where you've been lying to yourself, the boundaries you've allowed to be trampled, the fundamental needs you've neglected in favor of what? Comfort? Fear? Obligation? All of it is about to become painfully, undeniably clear. Cancer energy doesn't just gently suggest, it floods. When this first quarter moon hits peak intensity in this sensitive water sign, imagine an emotional dam breaking inside you. Suddenly, the pretense shatters, the hiding places vanish, the truth surges to the surface, demanding acknowledgement, demanding air. And here's what makes this so potent, so targeted. This isn't just random emotional static. This is the specific debris blocking the path forged by that Aries eclipse. Remember Aries? The fire, the initiation, the push for self? Now, Cancer arrives, testing that fiery impulse against the emotional weight of your past, your attachments, your ingrained need for security, the fears that whisper, "You can't," the attachments that chain you to the past, that illusion of safety that's actually keeping you small. The universe is pointing its finger directly at these things. For some, yes, this will feel like an emotional tsunami, overwhelming, disorienting. You might feel like you're drowning in feelings you didn't even know you had. For others, it might manifest as a quieter, more persistent inner knowing, a truth that whispers relentlessly in the quiet moments until you finally listen. Either way, understand this. What gets revealed now, however uncomfortable, isn't meant to destroy you. It's meant to liberate you. But liberation often requires confronting the chains first. You have to see them clearly before you can break them. And as this lunar spotlight illuminates your inner world, something else, something even stranger, starts to occur. You'll notice time itself feels different. The clock on the wall hasn't changed, obviously, but your perception of time might start warping in the days surrounding April 5th. Minutes might stretch, feeling like hours, or entire hours might collapse into what feels like mere moments. A bizarre sensation that the very fabric of time is bending, becoming elastic around you. This is not your imagination playing tricks. This is not just stress, though stress might amplify it. This is the energetic field responding to the gateway cracking open. When the moon hits that precise midpoint between new and full, it creates a subtle fold in the temporal fabric. A moment where past, present, and potential future seem to overlap, to bleed into one another. You might find yourself intensely revisiting the past, memories surfacing, seemingly at random, but holding critical clues for your present situation. Old conversations might echo in your mind with new clarity. You might experience uncanny déjà vu that stops you in your tracks, making you question what's real. These are not coincidences. They are breadcrumbs. They are messages emerging through the temporal flux. Some will experience this as time accelerating, projects suddenly gaining speed, decisions demanding immediate answers, synchronicities stacking up so fast it feels like the universe is orchestrating events right before your eyes. Others might feel time slowing down, moments of intense, crystal-clear awareness where you can suddenly see every angle, every potential consequence of a choice with startling lucidity. Pay attention to these shifts. They won't happen to everyone, only to those whose energy is naturally tuning into this lunar frequency. If you are experiencing this, it's a sign. It means you are being directly called to engage with this energy, to step through the opening. Because when time behaves this strangely, it's literally creating space. A momentary pause or warp in the matrix, giving you a precious opportunity to make a different choice, to break an old pattern, to step off the hamster wheel of repetition that has kept you stuck. And as time itself seems to bend, something else begins to stir from the depths. Something your logical mind might deny, but your body knows. Your body will become the messenger. Your physical form never lies. And during this potent first quarter moon, it becomes the conduit for truths your conscious mind is perhaps too afraid, too conditioned, or too distracted to accept. Physical sensations become the language of your deeper knowing. In the days clustering around April 5th, pay radical attention to your body's signals. That sudden tightness in your chest when contemplating a certain path, that's not just anxiety. That could be a vital warning. That unexpected feeling of lightness or expansion when considering a new possibility, not a fluke. That's powerful confirmation. That inexplicable surge of energy you feel at odd moments, even when tired, that's not random. That's readiness bubbling up from your core. Your entire nervous system is undergoing a subtle recalibration under this Cancerian lunar influence. Remember, Cancer rules the chest, the stomach, the breasts, the nurturing and emotional centers of the body. These areas might become hypersensitive. You might feel pressure in your heart space, notice shifts in your digestion, or feel an unusual vulnerability deep in your gut. These aren't just symptoms to be ignored or medicated away. They are energetic communications, urgent messages from your inner intelligence. Some might experience heightened physical sensitivity overall, foods tasting different, smells becoming more intense, touch feeling more profound. Others might notice significant changes in sleep patterns, vivid, meaningful dreams. We'll get to those. Waking at specific hours or sudden bursts of energy disrupting sleep. Your body is desperately trying to get your attention, trying to wake you up to what's really going on beneath the surface narrative you tell yourself. And crucially, this is when your intuition speaks most powerfully through sensation, bypassing the analytical mind entirely. That gut feeling isn't just a quaint phrase, it's a biological reality, and right now, it's amplified, turned up to levels you simply cannot ignore. When your body signals this strongly, this directly, it cuts through all the mental gymnastics, all the rationalizations, all the stories, all the excuses, all the delays. Your physical form becomes the ultimate truth teller, slicing through denial with undeniable, visceral sensation. Listen to it. Trust it. And as your body speaks more clearly, the world around you starts reflecting these themes, especially concerning that vital link most people miss. Now, listen. This is the part almost everyone misses. This April 5th event isn't happening in a vacuum. It is directly, energetically, irrevocably linked to the powerhouse Aries solar eclipse we experienced back on March 29th. Think of them as two ends of an energetic bridge, and you are walking across it right now. Whatever intentions you set during that eclipse, consciously with ritual or unconsciously through strong desire or decision, are now facing their first significant test. The seeds you planted in the fiery soil of Aries are pushing up, encountering resistance, demanding your attention, demanding action. April the 5th is the crisis point for that eclipse energy. It's the moment your new beginnings, your declarations of self. Aries confront their first real-world, emotionally charged obstacle, Cancer. And here's the energetic architecture of it, the deliberate design. The eclipse was in Aries, sign of I am, initiation, forward momentum, the self. This first quarter moon is in Cancer, sign of I feel, emotional foundations, security, roots, the past, home. Do you see the tension? It's a cosmic tug-of-war, specifically engineered between who you are becoming, Aries, versus where you come from, Cancer. Pushing forward, Aries, versus feeling safe and secure, Cancer. Individual growth, Aries, versus emotional comfort and attachments, Cancer. This isn't random astrological weather. This is a deliberate sequence designed by the universe to show you exactly where your past patterns, your emotional baggage, your tribal loyalties, or your ingrained definitions of safety are actively blocking your evolution, the very evolution ignited by the eclipse. The emotional stuff coming up now? It's not just random moodiness. It is precisely the emotional material you must process, confront, or integrate to continue on the path you started back in late March. For some, this plays out as tension between career ambitions, Aries drive, and family needs, responsibilities, Cancer pull. For others, it's the struggle to balance radical self-care, Aries, with the ingrained patterns of caring for everyone else first, Cancer. For many, it's the painful recognition of how old emotional wounds, often from childhood or family, Cancer themes, are fundamentally limiting your capacity to step fully into the powerful individual you are meant to be, Aries potential. The universe is not being subtle right now. It's highlighting the friction points with neon signs. If you've felt unusually emotional since late March, if certain uncomfortable themes keep repeating, if specific relationships, especially family, or those that feel like family, have suddenly become strained or demanding, this is why. You are standing in the gateway between who you were and who you are becoming. And as you navigate this charged space, another dimension opens up with profound messages. Your dreams become portals. The nights surrounding April the 5th are not for ordinary sleep. They are primed for extraordinary communication. Your dreaming mind transforms into a direct channel, a receiver for higher intelligence, especially potent under the intuitive, watery influence of Cancer, amplifying the connection. Pay attention to your dreams now. Log them. Record voice notes upon waking. Even the fragments, even just the lingering feelings. These are not just random synaptic firings. These are tailored messages delivered while your conscious ego mind is offline, bypassing your logical filters and speaking directly to your soul. Some will experience overtly prophetic dreams, glimpses of potential futures, clear warnings about paths to avoid, visions of opportunities just around the corner. Others might find themselves engaged in unusual, vivid conversations in their dreams, with known people, with strangers who feel strangely significant, sometimes even with archetypal figures or aspects of their own deeper selves. Water imagery becomes especially significant during this Cancer moon dream phase. Oceans, rivers, rain, floods, tears, wells. Pay close attention to how water appears. Is it calm or turbulent? Clear or murky? Flowing freely or blocked? The state of the water in your dreams is often a direct symbolic translation of the state of your current emotional body and the energetic currents moving through your life. And here's what makes this dream time uniquely powerful. The barrier between your dreaming and waking consciousness becomes unusually thin. You might find yourself lingering in that hypnagogic state, that magical threshold between sleep and wakefulness, where insights flow like water. Ideas, solutions, and profound understandings that arrive in these in-between moments carry exceptional weight right now. For those who meditate, journey, or engage in intuitive practices, these modalities become supercharged. The veil thins not just between conscious and subconscious, but potentially between dimensions. Information that's normally hidden might filter through. Guides might feel closer, speak more clearly. Your higher self becomes more readily accessible, but pause for emphasis. With this increased sensitivity, this thinning veil, comes increased vulnerability. And that, my friends, is why understanding energetic protection is absolutely critical right now. Remember what I mentioned earlier about that hidden pattern, that danger? This ties directly into it. Here's the secret most people completely miss about powerful lunar gateways like this first quarter moon. They create openings, and openings work both ways. As your sensitivity heightens, as your intuition sharpens, as the veil thins, you become far more susceptible to picking up external energies, thoughts, and emotions that are not yours. And trust me, not all of them serve your highest good. During this Cancer first quarter moon, your emotional body is particularly permeable, like a psychic sponge. You might suddenly find yourself absorbing the feelings of people around you, or even the collective emotional static, without consciously realizing it. Suddenly anxious for no discernible personal reason, overcome with inexplicable sadness after a phone call, or being in a crowd, carrying a heavy, sticky feeling of dread or irritation that just doesn't feel like yours. This isn't just empathy cranked up. This is potential energetic absorption. And if you don't maintain strong, conscious energetic boundaries right now, you risk getting completely waterlogged with emotional baggage that was never yours to carry, severely hindering your own progress and clarity. So, how do you protect yourself? This is non-negotiable. Be ruthlessly selective. Who you spend time with right now matters immensely. Some connections will feel nourishing, uplifting. Pay attention. Others will leave you feeling drained, confused, agitated, or heavy. Trust that feeling instinctively. It's not just preference. It's your energetic system screaming danger or safe. Limit exposure to negativity, drama, and energy vampires. Water is your ally. Cancer is a water sign. Use water consciously. Daily showers or baths, visualizing psychic grime washing away. Add sea salt or Epsom salts for deeper clearing. Staying hydrated isn't just physical. It helps emotions flow through you rather than getting stuck. Imagine water cleansing your energy field inside and out. Fortify your space. Your home is an energetic extension of you, especially under a Cancer moon. Clear clutter. Cleanse the space. Use sound. Bells, singing bowls, clapping in corners. Smoke responsibly, like sage or Palo Santo if that resonates, or simply open windows and intend for stagnant energy to leave. Make it a true sanctuary where outside chaos cannot easily penetrate. Discernment is key. This is crucial. Learn to pause and ask, is this feeling mine? That sudden mood swing? That wave of fear? That spike of anger? Before you own it, question its origin. You might be shocked how often the answer is no. Recognizing it isn't yours is the first step to releasing it. Intend for it to return to sender or dissipate. Why is this so critical right now? Because as this portal opens, as this transition point intensifies, the collective fear and emotional intensity are also amplified. And if you're sensitive, which you likely are, if this message resonates, you're feeling all of it. Setting clear energetic boundaries isn't selfish. It is absolutely necessary spiritual hygiene for navigating what comes next. Because make no mistake, what happens around April the 5th, how you respond to the challenges and revelations that surface during this first quarter moon, this will set the energetic trajectory for your journey, potentially for the next 6 months, until the next major eclipse cycle resets the board. This isn't just another day you can coast through, it's a cosmic checkpoint, an audit. The actions you take now, or crucially, the actions you avoid taking, create ripples that will extend far, far beyond this immediate moment. Here's the truth few grasp about first quarter moons. They aren't just about seeing the obstacles revealed by the new moon's intentions, or the eclipse's intentions in this case. They are about making the critical adjustments needed to overcome those obstacles. It's the point where your initial burst of intention either gathers momentum to flourish or falters and begins to fade. The emotional truths surfacing now, the relationship dynamics being tested, the internal conflicts being illuminated, they aren't random disruptions. They are precisely what you need to address, integrate, or release to keep moving forward on the path ignited by that Aries fire. Some will recognize this moment for the potent opportunity it is. They will make the necessary shifts, however uncomfortable. They'll have that difficult conversation. They'll finally set the boundary that's long overdue. They'll consciously release the attachment that no longer serves their growth. They'll take the calculated risk that feels both terrifying and undeniably right. These individuals will look back at this period, around April 5th, as a pivotal turning point. The moment they chose conscious alignment over passive comfort, growth over stagnant familiarity. Others will resist. They'll try to ignore what's being revealed. They'll cling tighter to the old, familiar patterns, even if they're painful. They'll rationalize away the emotional signals, the body's warnings. They'll choose the illusion of short-term comfort over the potential of long-term evolution. And for them, the same themes, the same challenges, the same relationships issues will likely just keep repeating, growing louder, more insistent, more disruptive with each cycle, until they finally choose to listen. This is especially potent for relationships. The first quarter moon in Cancer throws the foundations of your connections under a harsh spotlight. It shows you exactly where bonds are solid, authentic, and supportive of your growth, and where they're built on shifting sand, codependency, or outdated agreements. Some connections will deepen through this passage, becoming more real as truths surface. Others will inevitably reveal themselves as fundamentally misaligned with where you're heading, forcing difficult but ultimately necessary decisions about who gets to journey forward with you. But here's the absolute core of it. This isn't fundamentally about external actions, though those are important. The real work, the most critical adjustment, happens internally, in your relationship with yourself. How honestly are you willing to face what's emerging from your own depths? How courageously are you willing to feel what needs to be felt without numbing or distracting yourself? How completely are you willing to release what needs to be released? Old beliefs, old identities, old securities, to make space for the new. The universe, through this potent Cancer moon, is asking point blank, are you ready? Are you ready to trade the familiar, chafing discomfort of old patterns for the potentially unfamiliar, wide-open freedom of new possibilities. That is the choice point. That is the energy of April 5th. And your choice defines not just the next few months, but potentially the entire next phase of your soul's journey. If you're still here, still listening through all of this, your attention, your willingness to look deeper, it hasn't gone unnoticed. Something in this message clearly resonated. Did you feel that shiver of recognition? That internal yes? Let me know in the comments. Maybe share one insight that hit home the hardest. The energies are powerful. The shifts are real. If you found value here, if you want to keep navigating these intense times with more awareness, consider clicking that subscribe button. Your support allows this work to continue, and frankly, you'll want to be alerted because the cosmic tides aren't calming down anytime soon. Share this video if you know someone else who might be feeling this intensity, someone who needs this perspective right now. Until the next time, stay aware, stay grounded, and listen to the whispers before they become screams.